Hey, hey, Sagittarius. Let's go ahead and get started with your weekly reading. Spirit, please show me Sagittarius. What do we got? You got two cards out. Unfinished Symphony and Building Blocks. All right, so you might have some projects that are up in the air right now, things that you need to return back to and finish up that are going to actually help you build a solid foundation, okay? Um which is not a bad thing, but it's like you need to wrap up old projects. You know what? It's funny because we have the number 10 and then we also have the number 28. 2 plus 8 is 10. So two cycles that need to wrap up. This is also the Wheel of Fortune, which is Jupiter, which is your ruling planet. So it's like, I feel like more abundance is going to be able to come in once you wrap up some of these projects that you've kind of left, hanging that need to be taken care of. Unfinished Symphony says, unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, the need to make amends. And for some of you, maybe that's what it is too. You need to make amends with certain people. This is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practice radical acceptance. Take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you are leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. And we have the number 28, which is building blocks. 28. So once you finish up this cycle, this is where it's taking you. A strong foundation, a beautiful work in progress. You have everything you need to cultivate an extraordinary life. This is a time when your focus needs to be on the foundations you build upon. Your work, your relationships, and your very being are underwritten by your values, ethics, morals, and core beliefs. Are they still true for you? It's like maybe you have some unfinished business with certain people because of your belief system. Sagittarius can always act like they're the smartest person in the room when really in all actuality, you're just as freaking human as the rest of us. And if you think you're the smartest person in the room, you're actually the dumbest, because we always have room to grow, to learn. Okay. So I feel like, you need to maybe go back and make amends with certain people because, they're actually going to be what helps you build a solid foundation for your future. So that's going to resonate with a few of you. Okay. Okay. Let me go back real quick. It says, your work, your relationships, and your very being are underwritten by your values, ethics, morals, and core beliefs. Are they still true for you? Will they stand the test of time and serve as the solid grounding upon which you construct your life? Now you are making changes that will affect everything in a positive way. Your destiny is truly remarkable and beautiful design. So yeah, this is about needing to go back, take care of some old tasks that maybe you left just kind of in the balance, and that way you can move forward and build even more solid foundations. All right, so you need to go back and look at old paperwork as well. I'm definitely getting that. Spirit, please show me Sagittarius. Excuse me. Yeah, you definitely need to communicate with somebody. Spirit, please show me Sagittarius. What else? Okay, what do we got? 6 of Swords, 7 of Wands. Okay. In a defensive mode, somebody blocking you. Somebody at a distance could be blocking you with the 6 of Swords. Okay. That's the challenge, is like if you have an unfinished symphony with somebody, you have an unfinished task. How do you do that? How do you move on, 6 of Swords, when they've got you blocked? Page of Cups. They got you blocked. Page of Cups, it's like an apology. Do you owe somebody an apology? Does somebody owe you an apology? What's going on with Sagittarius? 6 of Pentacles showed up on its side. No balance of give and take. 2 6s here. All right, what else do we have here, Spirit, for Sagittarius? Lover's card. Yeah. Head and heart decision. It's almost like, Sagittarius, sometimes it's like, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? You think you're right all the time. Again, you're not the smartest person in the room. Not that you're dumb or anything, But I feel like it's almost like sometimes we pass up a blessed union because our ego gets the best of us. So I think it's like really, what? Yeah, Four of Swords. Coming out of solitude. Coming out of hiding. Somebody's like been blocking you. Nine of Cups in the reverse. This isn't making you happy. Again, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Whatever you're defending, you know, whatever beliefs you're defending. Oh, devil. They could be very toxic. And it's not bringing you happiness. It's not bringing you joy. It's like, wow. Yeah, it's not bringing you happiness or joy. It's actually bringing you endings. What's the outcome for Sagittarius? Three of Wands. This is going to leave you in a place of yearning. Magician. Are you being tricked in some way? What is it that you're manifesting? Because I'll be honest with you, I don't like the Devil and the Magician and the Ten of Swords in the same reading. It means deception. Are you being deceived in some way? Are you believing in something? It's like, you know, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, even with the stuff that's going on in the world, it's like, you know, we have this perception because we've been brainwashed into believing something. So when somebody else tries to say something to us that goes against what we were brainwashed into believing, you know, we get, you know, you tend to get defensive, and then you block this person out, or, you know, you push yourself around so that people will hear your side, and then it's just a turnoff. You know, I kind of went through this situation a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago with a Sagittarius, where it was like I was able to show proof of something that I said, and they're indoctrinated into believing a whole nother thing, but they commented on something that I didn't even say, that I didn't even post. And it was like, you know, where did this even come from? And myself, I blocked her. I was like, I actually said to her, I said, you know, you only pop in to try to discredit me, but right now you're actually wrong, because you're commenting on something I didn't even, like, has nothing to do with what I just posted. Like, you're just coming in to rip me a new one, but you never come on to say hi or how are you, or, you know, any of that kind of stuff. So I was the one who was like, you know what? I really don't have time to wonder if whatever I post, there's going to be a battle, you know, from this individual. You know, if there was like reciprocity and balance where they came in every once in a while, I was like, yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Or, yeah, no, I really like that. Thank you, you know. But there wasn't. It was always just toxicity. It was always just like popping in randomly just to tell me off and put me in my place, you know, and tell me I'm doing something harmful. Well, here's the deal. We're all in volunteers here. You can leave anytime, you know? And so for me, I mean, there's no second thoughts. Like, I'm not even going to feel bad for deleting and blocking. We're just not on the same timeline anymore. We don't have the same beliefs. And again, it goes back to what we're talking about up here. Like, do your beliefs actually fall in line with, you know, what you're being shown? Or are you so like attached and bound to what you believe that you're willing to give up loving relationships for just that? You know, because you look at these two cards and it's like, what's the difference? You know, you got one angel here, you got the devil here. You've got two people bound down here, bound to the devil, okay? Bound. And you got these two people who are free and they're happy and they just, you know, but you got a volcano between them, you know, but it's not erupting. It's just calm. And you got the sun back here, which is happiness and life and stuff. And then there's this toxic belief that honestly is harmful. It's actually harmful. It could be harmful to you. It could be harmful to others. So it's like either this is, you know, the other person or this is you. But you could find yourself being blocked right now, or you're blocking other individuals, because this is not necessarily that this is just Sagittarius doing it. Energy goes both ways. And like I said, I do feel like this could be with a person at a distance from you. Okay. So, you know, be mindful what you're manifesting, as above, so below, because that's what the magician talks about. Because unbeknownst to you, the tower could come down, and then you end up in this Five of Wands, which is competition and arguing and, just chaos and, stupid, unnecessary arguing. Like I went through last week with a Sagittarius, unnecessary argument, because again, what you saw or what you read is not what I posted. So, and somebody could have done this, like I said, to you. And for some of you, it's like I don't know, like, there could also be something here about a child who has some type of an addiction issue, mental health issues, suicidal thoughts and tendencies with the devil and the Ten of Swords. And it's almost like you're just like, they're bound to, everything's negative, everything's just, and it's like, no matter how much love you try to show this person, this child, even if it's not a child, they could be in their 20s or, whatever. It's like, no matter how much love you try to shower on this person, they're always just connected to, like, everything's bad in the world. Nothing's good. And it's almost like it's this unfinished symphony. It's like, cry me a river, it's always the same thing over and over again. And it's like, no matter what you do, no matter how much you take them on trips and you try to make memories and you try to, offer them love. It's not just money, it's like, give and take, right? And there's no give and take, because it's like, somebody trying to put an anchor on you and pull you down to their level, and you're just like, no, I'm not going there with you. It's like they want to drag everybody down with them, because they're fooled by, oh, everything's bad and everybody's disappointment and and it's like, let that go, because here's the deal. Like, it's time to, think about our future, not just the here and now. Yeah, things are shitty, whatever. Okay, we all go through shitty days. But it's really about, like, okay, how are we going to make those shitty days better? Because if you're tired of feeling the way that you feel, or if this is a person outside of yourself, like, then what are you going to do to change it? What are you going to do to change it? Maybe it's time for you to start thinking of traveling outside. Like, maybe this kid is no longer a kid anymore, and it's time for them to think about, maybe it's time for them to travel. Maybe they need to move somewhere new. Maybe it's time for them to move out. Maybe it's time for them to really sit back and look at their future, because otherwise, being in the here and now, like, yes, you have to be in the here and now. You can't live anywhere else, right? We're here in this moment right now. The past is the past, even just past. You're not going to get that moment back, that second back, so it's like, quit playing the same old song and dance, quit hurting your own feelings, quit manifesting, like, all these dark thoughts and tendencies, and this is like, and share this with that individual, if this is somebody that's going through this in your life, because they can't see what's behind that curtain. They can't see. Oh, my wishes will never be fulfilled. Well, if that's what you tell yourself, then yeah, you're right. You're right. So, I don't know. Sagittarius, what do we got for Sagittarius? Sorry that this had to go this way, but yeah, don't let pride get in your way. Don't let pride get in your way. I said that earlier. I felt like there was an air of pride. You could be dealing with a Virgo, or Gemini, or Capricorn, or, yeah, those are the major arcanas here. And I feel like, being mindful of the web we weave and, the smoke and mirrors that are around us, don't have so much pride that you can't start seeing things in a different way. Again, more research needs to be done. Yeah, your commitment is being tested. So, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want things to change? Going to be entirely up to you. All right, Sagittarius, if you're interested in a personal reading, all my information's in the description box down below. Don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe. Let me know how this reading resonates with you. It's not going to resonate with everybody every time, so look at your moon and rising and sun sign if this is one of the others. Also, Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. Love you. Take care.